welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on a very quick 5-minute type of face. You can really do this yourself with ease, with a very nice tight time constraint. Of course, today I'm going to be talking about products. I'm going to be talking about skin. I'm going to be talking about cream contouring. I'm going to be talking about creating the complexion you want. I'm also going to be introducing a brush company. Not only do these brushes work very well for a basic look like this, but they blend so beautifully, thus creating such an idyllic complexion. I just really wanted to lay down some really nice basics on making sure it gets really nice and flawless. These are kind of older techniques. Today it's just all about the basics of fabulous beauty, and I really just want to show you how to properly use a cream contour kit and make it work for you. Okay, so to start off on this flawless face journey, you want to make sure that your face is nice and clean. I like to wash my face every single morning because I prefer to shower at night. Sometimes I do have to shower during the day, which is not my preference because my hair is really big, but a nice good face cleanser. This is just from the drugstore and it's the Promise Organic Coconut Milk Facial Cleanser with papaya. Papaya is so good for combination skin. My skin can be a little bit dry, but it can also be a little comedogenic. So the papaya works well for this. Also, coconut is one of the lowest ingredients in here. Actually, Arlo Barbadinius juice and radish root and cocoa, they actually come before coconut and they come before papaya. Now, so for my toner, no skincare works without a toner. Toner restores the pH balance levels in your skin and helps products absorb a little bit better, and so it's not really a barrier product, it's more of an absorbent product. So I always empty my Avalon Organics toner into my Lush Tea Tree bottle. I don't really want to buy another one of the Tea Tree because it doesn't really suit my skin type, but I do love the Avalon Organics Anti-Aging CoQ10 Plus Repair Toner. Some of the products in this video are going to be gratis. Some of them are gratis from when I worked for certain lines. So, and when you get gratis, sometimes you get it in the bucketfuls and sometimes you get just a little piece here and there. So with that being said, I do have some backups. I no longer work for Origins, but I still have their Planet Scription anti-aging eye serum, and this you can actually combine with an eye cream. This is predominantly for fine lines and wrinkles, or the prevention. And like I said, this can be paired with a more hydrating product if you wish. Hydration is always good for the eyes, just as long as it's not from a face cream, a standard face cream. Now, for serums, we have a fun few to work with. I have my gratis from Origins, which would have been the original Skin Renewal Serum with Willow Herb. This came out like in maybe 2014, early 2015. So we have that. We have the Intensive Anti-Aging Face Serum. This is like a face serum oil. This is the Qualerex. This is what I'll be reviewing real shortly. So far, like, I can feel like a tightness with my skin. I really like that. And basically what serums in general are supposed to do is give you your beauty wishes. They are supposed to help turn back time. They can remove blemishes. They usually have hyaluronic acids in them to soothe the skin, calm the barrier of the skin, and also to help produce a defensive and a lipid barrier for the skin, so that especially when you're sleeping, that the properties from outside, from coming off from outside, don't soak into your skin. So what I'm going to be doing is, because I will be reviewing this for the channel, Qualerex Beauty. We're going to be doing a little touch of that because it's the anti-aging intensive. Actually going to be doing a first impressions of the Isabella Phantom set. This was sent to me gratis, and I will have a link in the bottom bar with all the points, all the links and stuff like that. I Thank you so much to the company for being so considerate and kind during this process, this transition process. I know you guys sent this to me a month ago. So once again, great customer service, super understanding. I adore you guys. And this is not the first time I worked for you guys. We worked with you before when we received this. These have that really gorgeous sleek look. And there's also a lot more eyelash brushes in this set. This was the kabuki set, so these brushes have a tendency to be very wide. So very quick beauty video, and we're going to be using the cream contour kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And so with this particular kit, we're going to be doing a little bit of a reverse, but it's also going to kind of simplify it for you guys, because I know I like to do the eyes and then the whole face, and that can get complicated for a few of you guys out there. So let's just start from the bottom and work our way to the top. But this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills cream kit. Anastasia Beverly Hills cream kit in the shade Light. So today we're going to be starting off taking the light colors, and we're going to start off with the Isabella Phantom brush. This looks very similar to the BB brush that a lot of brands came out with actually. So we're going to start off with the lightest shade in this kit. The lightest shade in this kit is of course the color Fair, which color Fair kit I would say would be for a very small minority people. Very small minority, because there's like a white based highlight in there, so it's just not going to suit a lot of people. But if you are the fairest of them all, then there is a kit for you. I just have a slight bit more color in my face than the fairest, so white would be crazy on me because that's fair right there. You can see that on my skin. So I don't think we need to go with the white, the palette that has the white in it. So we're just going to go down the nose. And we're doing this on top of skincare because it's going to create like the most subtle, beautiful look. Next, I'm going to be taking neutral. And we're just going to be using a slight touch of color theory to kind of neutralize the redness in the lower portion of our cheek. I don't want to highlight the lower portion of my cheek because I already have strong cheekbones and that's pretty red right there, so I don't really think it's necessary to point that out. And then I'm going to be taking a little bit of light sculpt right here in the very center. So areas you definitely want to sculpt would be the cheekbones before you can even consider cream bronzing. And the way I'm doing it with it on top of the skincare, it's going to give us the most natural, most flawless finish. So if you're having trouble with contouring, this is a pretty tried and true easy method. Next, we're going to be taking a little bit of, let's see here, we got Java, Where the Sun Hits, Darlings. Where the Sun Hits, Girl, would be the top of the forehead at the hairline. If you've never gotten sun there before, and yes, sometimes with bronzing you do shade over the contour, but you definitely want that kind of true undertone there. We're going to be taking a little bit now of the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in Porcelain. And with this, you want to make sure that your foundation is pretty on point with your coloring, because we did the contour on the bottom, right on top of all that skincare. So with that being said, I didn't use a primer, so if you need primer, use the primer. Okay, so we're going to be going into foundations, and we're going to be using that same brush so it all kind of blends. And we're going to buff a little bit. Don't try so hard to move the product. We don't want to buff that rich, that heavily, that crazy, because we will move the product if we do. So just kind of blend. And you can cover a multitude of sins with blending. But since we didn't have to worry about working over on top of or with the foundation firsthand, you shouldn't have to blend too roughly. We really just got to take the time to do the stripes and etch it out. And I did take the time with the placement. So once you get the hang of it, you'll get those stripes down where you want them. Stripes is a very non-technical term, but you know exactly what I mean. Cliff's Notes. Stripes. We don't want to look like no Neapolitan ice cream, but so yeah. How are you liking this so far? Does it look it looks really glowy and natural, like the brows aren't even done and I like the way I look. And of course you can do this all after the eyes are completely set. This would even be like a good beach look and nobody would even know that you really went over the top to do all that sculpting because it just looks so clean. So this is kind of like also a really good concept for like a mommy makeover. A mommy makeover. Now one thing I like about working with synthetic kits is that the brushes are malleable. You can do eyes or concealer. So we're going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Concealer in 0.5. We don't really need to sculpt at this point, but if you really want to kind of like brighten up and be on trend and stuff like that, this is always something you can do. So if you're somebody with some extra discoloration, you can go in and grab your concealer. Now, I actually expected these products to be less pigmented, believe it or not, because I just heard so many mixed reviews about cream concealers, but these are really pigmented. I feel like the cream contour becomes one with the skin, and it makes sense because you really want that contour to look natural. So next I'm going to be taking a little bit of the Hourglass Diffuse Light Powder and this nice little dome blendy guy. I actually really like this brush. I think it's a little bigger and more like intense than a brush that I normally use, but I like it. I think it's very smooth. So far, I like the BB brush. That's my little nickname for it. I love that brush. And then I love this would be a great eye brush, but I've already played with it with concealer because I do like to use these sort of kabuki inspired kits primarily for like shadowing, blending, and like true stylist makeup, not so much like the detailed Instagram makeup. And we don't really have like a detailed like little kabuki brush in here. We do have like a little eye brush. I'm just going to go ahead and cheat a little bit. I'm just going to take this little e.l.f. Highlight and contour brush, and we're going to go into the Wet n Wild Catwalk. I do need to get a high-end highlighter. That's actually what's on my list today. This is not a real mommy makeover. This is like an auntie makeover. So I can go out shopping. I'm going to go in and kind of create my own little bronzer with this. Now these blushes are available for individual retail, but I will list it in the description bar. It's the Plain Jane Beauty. Let me go ahead and take this one in the middle. Okay, so for brows, they do have a tendency to stick better when there's a little bit of powder through them, and they also have a tendency to look more natural when there's like a barrier filling in the skin, so that they kind of have to, the brush has to kind of naturally skip as opposed to looking like just like a markered line, okay? So I do like them when they're naturally, it looks kind of like natural hair. I don't like the full HD brow. So I'm going to be taking the Dip Brow Pomade in Auburn and of course the angled brush the kit comes with. We only went off the beaten path with one brush, and that was just because I felt like the other brush in the kit was not big enough for my big old face. So if you have like a little delicate like little face, you're like all cute and delicate and stuff like that, probably you could do that little eye brush, but Not this big old, that's a big old cheekbone, so no. I would have still been blending till like next year, so we're just going to fill in the brows. I try to do the inner corners last because I want those to be the most light, and by then I feel like my hand has got the grip on the brow brush for the day, you know. So all you need is a good mascara and then like a good lipstick and you're good to go. Okay, so I don't want this look to be too over the top, so we're just going to do some Too Faced lip cream in Spice Baby. And it wasn't hard to do at all. Alright, so thank you guys so much for tuning into this video, the cream contour, kind of like basic face steps. This is a very good foundation for a great deal of makeup looks today that are really common and very popular. And it's also, if you wanted to do nothing else and just this is an excellent face routine. It's office friendly. It's like summer friendly. It's like going to the theme park during the summer kind of friendly. And just really fun and easy to do. And if you're on a great like vacation, you don't want to spend any time on your makeup, or you don't want to even pack that much makeup, this is like gonna look perfect in pictures. There's no such thing as a woman who isn't beautiful. It's really just all about confidence and making yourself feel confident. And this is a very strong confidence look. And I mean, somebody can come in into this look without a stitch of makeup on, never wore a stitch of makeup on, and they'd feel still like themselves, because this really shows your inner beauty. I did obviously add a little bit more highlight and a little bit more extra bronzer on top of all this that some people who are very simple would not have done. However, I really liked the final look with just the powder, with just the cream contour, and with just the foundation. Obviously I'm super into cosmetics and I'm used to wearing a full face. And I think cream contour is just the bomb. It looks so fucking beautiful. So I think like the end result was so cute and so on point. I think, you know, like I said, you take your wishful structure by doing the contour on top of the skincare, and then you take the complexion you wish for by putting the foundation on last, and then you can powder over that and add. And of course, if you still want to do your eye makeup first, definitely go ahead and do that. And then if I were to go back to the skin, I'd probably do a primer just to kind of refresh the skin, or put some hydrating mist or something on the skin to sort of, you know, kind of reactivate that, so it all kind of comes together and bonds again and gets really nice and creamy. Yeah, and I think it's a fun end result. I actually prefer it over the powder, so I definitely am now like a cream contour girl. And let me know what you guys are interested in seeing in the upcoming videos, and thank you so much.